recording. We begin the recording now. Erase Tyler's nonsense. And jump over to Reddington Blood Dagger at long last in Porthos. He wakes up. Actually, you just fell out of a giant snake. It just spat you out onto the ground. You did a little spin on the floor, and for a moment, you in your head you kind of imagined like a mouse. You don't know if it was your imagination or if you actually saw the mouse like get out of your robe and run away.
Oh, are you kidding me? We had enough problems with them already.
I think it is.
So your wife is in her bed. And she sits up.
What I think it is.
And she sits up and she looks at you and she looks at the giant snake and she's like, "So you just drag vermin into the room?"
Oh, the snake summoned me. Yeah,
but... She's like, "The snake summoned you?" And she looks over at Syndrax. Snakes don't shrug, but this snake somehow figured out. It's like this.
Weird.
He kind of did that awkward look away.
Like a rainbow comes out of his back and disappears into your window, and the snake disappears into the rainbow and vanishes.
He kind of did that awkward look away, like, uh-oh.
He's like, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to hear this. He gave you like a pitying look, like, you poor bastard. And she's like, "Where have you been?" She gets up.
Almost eaten by a swarm of rats.
She takes her. She wraps her sheets around her and walks over to you. Her wings are twitching like an anger. Look at you, almost eaten by rats. You mean the rat that just ran out the door?
Yes, much like that. Yes.
So you brought him here with you.
Someone's in the doghouse.
What exactly? The tide?
It has been 4 days, Lord Reddington. 4 days.
Oh, shit.
Since we were married. 4 days.
Yeah.
You've escaped.
I'm so glad I'm not here for this.
You've escaped for 4 days straight.
Yes.
She's waiting for an answer, bud.
I like how he just says yes.
Mind you, it's more of a preoccupation of trying to count Mimi.
Trying to count Mimi.
Hi, Mimi.
Go away, Mimi.
Hello.
Mimi, you
Hello, Philip.
We're recording, Mimi. Go away.
Yes. Oh, hello.
Okay, so now that you're squirming with your mother, you can now
leave a sign on your lock door.
You can continue squirming with your wife. Good job.
with your fictional wife.
No.
Where were you? And why are you still dressed like this? And she's like looking at your rags, your outfit, and she's like looking at it and like she's curling one lip. And she looks at it like, you smell like an outhouse, like a gorilla. Where the hell were you?
Yes, that was Hezerkan's ape.
Cezracan? No, one eyebrow does go up, and she looks interested. Cezracan?
Yes.
You met Cezracan?
No, I met his ape.
Of course, you would meet his ape. So, did you bring something back for me? She starts like blinking her eyes, like waiting.
Unfortunately, no. Only if you count information, then yes. Oh, and then, yeah, actually, I did bring a souvenir. 2 apples.
She holds her hand out.
This
apple.
is like rolling a 1.
She takes the apple, and she's like, she smells it. It's a magic apple.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all? What were you doing?
Well, I was helping Ryan Drake.
Oh, I smell dwarf. I smell dwarf
Yes.
on you.
He has gotten his child
Reddington
back.
Blood Dagger. Leave. You are sleeping on the couch outside tonight, and you will shower. Get that.
Duly noted.
Get whatever this is you're wearing off of you. Find the rat. Take a shower, and for the love of God, wash off that dwarf.
At least you didn't smell the wizard.
She turns around. She's actually mad at you. It's like the first time she's ever been mad at you. She turns around, wraps her wings around herself, walks over to bed, and pops down her bed, and will not look at you again.
I tried to get out of the room as quietly as possible.
You do know how to do that, don't you?
Did she actually say that?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So where are you headed, Reddington? Now you managed to escape the Grand Duchess again.
The couch?
You're so gonna lose this, man.
Yes.
You keep this up.
So I decided to
Leave the castle.
try to get back to what I was doing last time, which was making plans.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you doing?
And retrace what I was doing back then.
All right. Well, the rest of your friends, the ones that you haven't completely and utterly betrayed, and left on the Gotengo, are about. So you can try and going to look for them, or you can try taking a shower and coming back and fixing things with your wife. I mean, what is it you're planning on doing? What is your plan here?
First, take a shower.
Okay. As
So I
you walk,
don't get yet that again.
as you walk
Then
outside, you notice that the shadows around you start to take shape, and two enormous figures step into the room. They're hunched over, they're feathered, they have big wings coming out of their backs, but their bodies are shaped like lions, and they have the heads of griffins,
Oh,
of
boy.
eagles. And they look over at you with glowing green eyes, and one of them turns to you, Reddington Blood Dagger. Do you know
Yes.
who we are? Ah!
Last I checked, the two brothers of Liv.
Yes, we are your wife's brothers. We are curious, Reddington. Why won't you take her to her bed?
Oh, you mean why have I been focusing on other things?
Why
Well,
have you not consummated our marriage? The other one turns to you. You insult our family, Reddington Blood Dagger.
if that was the case,
We will not be able to continue lying to our father for much longer. If you wish to see this world live much longer, I would fix things.
duly noted.
Of course, you could take the other way. Jax gets behind you. I like the other way. And he takes one big claw, puts it on your shoulder. You can let me, and he whispers to you, tear you apart.
That is also duly noted.
We smell fire on you. She smelled
That would
dwarf.
be
We
right.
smell fire. Were you around our creation?
Ah, yes. Felnox, I believe, yes?
Lord, we'll go visit him. Then we'll come back. If you haven't done this. Jax whispers to you, I will rip something off. And they both disappear.
Duly noted.
4 days, buddy. Since your marriage.
Alright.
What are you doing? You don't need to RP it. You just need to say you went in there and did it.
Right. I took a shower, got a whole lot of roses, and then I did it.
Okay.
Are you processing this?
You
Wait,
banged
hold
Elijah?
up.
Is that what you did?
Pretty much.
Oh my god!
Go
I
ahead.
thought you were.
I'm gonna make you roll it.
Wow.
Roll charisma. Roll
I
charisma.
am
Roll.
so glad Felix isn't here for this one.
Oh
See
my
how well
god!
that
That's
does.
the only reason.
Charisma and a stamina roll.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Literally because you're lazy, you're gonna. Oh my god!
First do a charisma roll, which is to charm her.
Oh
To
no!
go back inside and charm her romantically. You don't have to RP it. I don't want to make you squirm anymore.
Jeez.
Oh, we're gonna squirm, and now Reddington's fate is sealed. He's gonna die.
He's gonna meet Bellerfon's sword. That's what he's gonna meet.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because why? He was suggesting it. You don't have to accept everything he suggests, you shithead.
Too late. Roll.
You still have time. You're. Oh my
good
god,
It's
Jonathan.
a
You're
done
enough.
deal.
Now roll
You're
stamina roll
pathetic
to see
in
if you have
bed,
the
Jonathan.
stamina to take care of things.
Oh my god.
You're able to seduce her.
Yeah.
Oh
She's easily seduced.
no!
Don't worry. Holy shit, dude!
Natural 20.
You got her pregnant, bro.
We won't see him for the rest of the game, that's for sure.
Felix is gonna kill you.
Very much so.
You're a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
All right. So meanwhile, not too far away, I'm
sure
in a bar.
wherever we are, we're hearing the moaning and the screaming from what he's doing to her.
It's a very large castle. It's a very, very large palace.
Thank goodness.
They'll hear that. Very far away. All of you have been allowed to stay at the palace. Essentially, the Grand Duchess, who calls herself the Grand Empress now of Porthos. She raised her rank from Queen to Empress. So she has said that you guys can stay. Each one of you has been given room and board here, but I would imagine Cesura doesn't like to hang around too much. So she'd like to. Hey, I know her. That's Blossom. So Cesura has been partying at the bar. So Cesura has been going to the bar with and I would say hanging around with. Which one would you rather hang around with? Undead Koligar or a gorilla?
Gorilla better.
Okay. So Cesura has been hanging around at the bar, getting wasted every night with the older humanite. So we're gonna go get the images of these two just so everyone get reacquainted with them. This is
No, Relicant, not the monkey. Anything with the monkey.
So John's character is a white furred gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
After some
Not him
heals,
again.
because he got half of it burned off. After some heals from the Grand Duchess and some of her clerics, he's back to looking pretty much like this. And Cesura looks like this, more or less.
She's an ogre.
Yes, she's an
Ogre.
No, she's an orc.
She's an ogre.
Cesura, you have been tormented by dreams over the last few days, as you've been tormented by dreams for a long time, of your father still calling to you. And he's getting further and further away as when you've turned away from him. When you got on the ship and returned to Porthos, he's still whispering, "Come to me. Come to Harryhausen Island. I will show you your future and your past." Those are the things you keep hearing that over and over and over again in your head. It's driving you fucking crazy. So I don't know what your opinions are to it. That's the character. But I don't know if you're going to bother telling the gorilla that's been having drinks with you. Ultra humanite. The Grand Duchess gave you a lab. because you remind her of a
my
comic book
goodness.
character that she remembers. And
He
always had a
gave
lab.
me what? A lab?
Yeah, she gave him a lab
Oh.
because he reminds her of a comic book character that she read about when she was young, when she was a kid. So he and that character used to always have a lab. So even though he was a gorilla, so you have a laboratory which you can use to conduct your foul experiments. And the first night you were there, she dropped off some kids for you to murder and and turn and experiment on them.
Oh
Which
my
of course you
goodness.
immediately turned away because you're like, huh? What? But you know, supervillain demons don't know the difference between So they're like, oh, I thought you wanted to kill them. All right, whatever. So
But
she had
he looks down. He's like, "Why are you dropping these nuisances in my lap?"
You don't want to experiment on them? You look like the type that would experiment on innocent little things.
Well, I am still. I still want to do some more learning before I really get fully
So
acquainted with the
I
lab.
should keep him in a cage for you. Is that what you need?
Let's try free roam for a while.
These
I hear
are
it.
Eternals. Do you want them undead or alive? I just need to know where I'm going to put these. Do I give them to the ogre?
Now, quick question: what do the kids like? Are they terrified? What's going on?
No, they're like zombies. They're sitting there like eyes glowing, their eyes glowing, rotting
Oh.
skin. These are undead children.
Oh, so are they completely mindless?
No, Eternals are not mindless, but these look like orphans. So they have their minds, but these look like kids that have been really fucked up. Okay, their parents were killed or something. Something bad happened to them on the ship during the battle with the Tarask. So they look. There's about 5 of them, and they all look stunned. They could also have been something might have happened to their minds. The Duchess might have done something to them. You can always ask her.
Hmm. Why do they have such a clueless look on their faces?
Oh,
If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, they were on their way to Hades, but I stopped them about halfway. But
Hmm.
halfway down the tunnel, you know, children generally go insane. So it's going to take a while for them to come out of their stunned shock.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's perfectly normal. They'll wake up in a few days.
Are they going to be raging?
I can give them to the ogre.
Well,
What am I gonna do with children?
The ogre.
Actually, Luce, you're not here. You're at the bar with him. But
Oh, the old
so I was
He's
giving
like a
him
flashback.
I was giving him his backstory. He decided to RP his backstory. So this is just a conversation between him and the Duchess. She has some guards around. She has a couple of guards around, a dead guard, and they just randomly brought some kids in shackles, and
Okay.
some little undead children in shackles.
I immediately understood ogre as Suzura, but she was talking bad about me.
Oh no! The ogre.
No.
Yeah, the ogre is Jeb.
Yeah, Jeb is now
Who will probably
undead.
eat them.
So he tells her, he looks at her, he looks at them, he's like, well, let's give them a few days for this to pass and see where their minds are at then.
So you want?
So for now, let's just put them in a room.
Shall we feed them?
No, just give them a pan to do their business. Throw them a few meals.
They're dead.
This body, humanite, requires food. I don't know if their eternal bodies require food. I think they like to eat brains, but I'm not sure.
Well, it'll be interesting to find out. But if they do come near me, I will.
There you go.
eliminate them.
There's your first experiment. If you want, I'll bring you some humans. You can tear out their brains and feed it to these creatures.
Tell me, are they criminals?
They're just children. What's wrong with you? Oh, the body. Oh, the brains of the. Oh, I get it. The brains of the. You want me to bring the brains of criminals?
As a matter of fact, yes, why not?
What constitutes a crime in your eyes? I am arresting and hanging anyone who says the name Bellerophon. Is that good?
Well, that's ignorance on their part. I mean, the masses, what can you do?
Exactly.
No, just people who senselessly murder your troops or your.
So people who senselessly murder an Eternal.
Yes, that is fine.
Excellent. Like the next day, she brings some clerics of Bahamut to you. Has them executed right in front of you, and then Jeb tears their brains out and feeds them to the children. So that night, you're at the bar with Suzura, pretty much telling her that story.
No, as they get killed, he's like, I should have been more specific, but well.
So now you have 5 rabid, like vampire kids running around your lab who want to eat brains. So.
After the RP with Suzura, I'll deal with the rabid lunatics.
They've been climbing. They're like almost like vampires. They actually climb the walls and shit. And then they look down at you and they give us more brains, monkey. That's the last memory you have of your lab.
Oh my goodness. That's why he's drinking so much.
So Suzura, you and the humanite are having a drink at the bar. At a bar, and the bar is run by an undead Minotaur. And everyone here is undead. No one really has, the Eternals are undead, and they don't need to drink or eat, but they have memories of drinking and eating, so they continue to do it. So they can drink and eat, but they don't really need brains either. So, but something happened to those kids after they ate the brains, so because now their eyes glow green and they climb walls. So that might do something to an Eternal. So the two of you are chilling there, hanging out in this dead city because Porthos has been turned into an undead city, and everyone is undead now. They don't seem evil. I mean, they haven't been twisted by the evil. They're all going back to their old lives. So they're normal people, except they're undead. So some of them are in various stages of decay. Undead, but they stopped decaying. They basically stayed exactly the way they looked when they died. So some look fairly normal. Most have pallid skin, they have white skin or bluish tinge or purplish tinge to their skin. Some have pretty fucking bad wounds on them. Like half their head will be missing. They're badly burned. So people who were brought back to life by the Duchess, not all of them look normal, but they are all going back to their lives. They're getting used to it after about a week. That's how long it takes people to get used to something. So you're one of the few. The two of you are two of the few that are not undead in the town. The undead don't treat you any differently. No, they're treating you like normal. So you're having a drink with the ultra humanite. He just told you this wonderful story.
Beast, this story of yours is horrible. We need to get out of here. This is like a nightmare.
Yes. I have 3 roaming beasts in my lab. As he drinks more beer.
And I can't get my father's head talking to me out of my head.
Really?
I need to get out of here. We need to. He wants me to meet him, to find him. I don't know where to go.
Maybe you should ask him for directions the next time you pop by.
You're starting to be funny. Have another drink.
Yes.
Maybe it'll sound.
So,
I have to deal with my rabid brain eaters.
Seltzer water. And pass it to one. So, Koligar, you came out of your coma and found yourself undead. So you found that you actually died in the night one day, and when you came back, your strength is back. You're at full strength. You feel healed up, but you feel different. You no longer need to breathe. You no longer need to eat. You no longer need to drink. You don't feel the need for those things. You're used to that.
The day that this happens, he steps outside in the rain with outstretched arms, and he looks up. He's like, "I have been blessed by Hades himself. The divines have chosen me." He's just like outstretched arms
like
to the
lightning
sky.
strikes at the same time you say that, and it starts to rain on top of you. Let me get an image of Koligar for everybody. Well, he's got one image right there, so I'll get the same image. It's Koligar, so you guys have an idea of how he looks like. You all pretty much know him already.
I look just about the same alive as I did dead.
So there you go, Koligar.
Oh my goodness.
Censored. He looks like shit.
I always my face is always really fucked up.
So once you discover this, you collect you discover that you're in one of the little side houses of the palace, the little estates, the little guest houses that they have there. I mean, the guest house is the size of a fucking mansion. It's huge. And every now and then, like this decrepit old butler shows up and brings you food, even though you don't need it. He turns to you and he takes his bony fingers and he points at it, and he goes, "It may make you help you feel normal if you."
Alfred, we need to talk, Alfred.
My name is not Alfred.
I'm sorry. You remind me of someone. Now, I haven't explored the city much, Alfred, but you need to tell me. Hades, his presence is here. My God, I sense his power.
He is Lord Koligar. My name is Marek. At your service. And he bows to you. He looks a little like Lurch from the Addams Family. He's a little creepy, really skinny, and bony as fuck. There isn't much skin on his hands. Okay, it's bone, and there's like what is on his hands is black skin. Then there's no nose. The nose is gone, and most of his face is a skeletal. But he has enough skin to like still hold himself together. And he's wearing a robe, and he covers his head most of the time.
Malathar.
No, Marek.
Marek. Yeah, I scratch my own head a little and probably take a chunk of skin off or something. And I just flick it away.
Well, you're not rotting. You're not rotting. The rot of the Eternals stopped essentially. Wherever you died, stopped. So yeah, if you do that, that's dead skin that's coming off.
You know, I scratch the side of my head. You know, I rub my bald head. I'm like,
You do notice there's people walking around the estates. Something tells you this isn't as busy or as packed as Porthos once was. A lot of people died forever, and never came back. But there's still plenty of people in Porthos. A lot of them look normal too. They don't look Eternals. Some of them have actual color in their skin, so you can guess that there's some people that have moved back into the city when they found out it was back. But those people look scared. They're like, "What the fuck?" Like the Eternals may have explained to them what's going on, but they're not really used to it. So a lot of them came and went. But there's some who they're pretty stubborn. And they're gonna stick around. So even though their city has been, the people they used to know here are now Eternals. They're now undead. As are you.
Marek.
And some of them climb walls.
What'd you say, John?
Marek.
I said, and some of them climb walls.
Yes. That's after they eat brains.
Yes.
Marek or Bathor. Marek. Forgive me, my memory seems not to be what it used to be. My hands, though. It seems the bones have found their place despite being shattered. Remind me your name again, good sir.
He sighs. You should eat the food. Koligar.
I'd make a twisted, evil grin. Food, my brother. We must drop these things that were once that living. We must find new habits.
The food contains meat. The meat still gives us energy. Brother Eternal. If you wish to worship at the altar of Hades, he points his skeletal, twisted finger back at the palace that's right in front of you. His daughter reigns there. She would be glad to meet you, Koligar. She sent me herself to keep you alive.
The daughter of Hades.
Yes.
I never thought I'd meet anything so close to my god.
She calls herself...
He immediately rushes out of the room. He rushes out of the room. He goes past the guy. At least he doesn't try to bump into him, but he slithers past him as fast as he can and goes straight to that altar.
You barely touch him. He almost falls apart. I mean, he's so slight. You barely touch him. He's like barely holding his bones together. But he stays together and then continues to clean your room behind you because you made a mess. So you head to the palace?
Yes, straight there.
All right, so Reddington Blood Dagger, you come out of your room and you're wearing a robe. And you're dressed like you're dressed like Hugh Hefner. Like Hugh Hefner.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm sure Hugh Hefner.
You rolled a 20, dude. You're good.
Yeah.
She's taken care of for a while, dude.
Hours on end.
She's not gonna nag you at all for a long time, man. You're good. So this is
Sub-Zero did it.
Yeah, Sub-Zero.
Why is he Sub-Zero? He's Sub-Zero.
So there's Reddington in his full outfit, and
nice.
So you're gonna go out and try and find your crew. Oh, the Duchess tells you before you leave. She's like, return at noon today. There's something, and bring your friends. There's something we need. Father wishes to speak with you.
All right.
I wish to remove this body, and I wish to reacquire my body. Though not too soon. And she takes her hand, and she takes your hand, and she puts it on her belly. We're gonna keep it just long enough for our child to be born. And she smiles. But I want to leave, and I want to kill this elf bitch. So, you're gonna bring something I can use to get rid of her. Good?
Alright.
So go get your friends. And she goes back inside. Closes the door.
Jesus Christ.
So as you walk away for a second, you see like these shadows form out of the walls, and you see the shapes of Hex and Jax, and they're doing this. And then they disappear again.
Oh my goodness. Hades is gonna be happy with you when he shows up.
It's gonna take me a while to freaking top the evil you just committed today.
You rolled a 20. So where you headed, Reddington?
Okay, first I'm headed to the monkey's lab.
Okay. The monkey is at the bar drinking with Suzura. So I'm gonna have both Suzura and the monkey roll stamina rolls to see if they're still awake while drinking. Suzura, you are an orc, so I'm going to give you. You may roll a 1d24 instead of a 1d20.
Okay.
John, you roll a 1d20 because I know you can't hold it. Holy shit! The Senate is fine. He's been holding his drink.
How is it that I can roll the?
Put an example up.
Yeah.
Just take out the example and you got it.
No, you have to. I think you have to put a / roll. No.
Yeah.
Oh, / roll, right?
Oh yeah,
/ roll and then
/
space
roll.
and a 1d24.
It's 1. And do I put a +1 for if I have +1 in stamina?
Yes. Or you can just add it after you roll.
Okay.
You could just use a fortitude save.
So 16.
A fortitude save will do it too. Add a fortitude. Add your fortitude. Bonus is also.
Oh, okay, hold on.
I think she just, she overall
You're
did
fine.
better than him.
You don't need that in your bonuses. 15 will do it.
Okay.
Both of you are holding your liquor, and you're like singing at the bar. You outdrank everybody. The Minotaur's annoyed. So go ahead if you got a song on you. You can go ahead and sing a little if you want. Go ahead, John. Break out the song, man.
Oh, jeez.
Bring out the Ultra Humanite song.
I don't have a song for the Ultra Humanite.
Monkeys, 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 monkeys.
Okay, so John is
Show me the way to go home.
just like oh, there we go.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had a drink about an hour ago and it went right to my head.
Jesus, John, you're holding that in you?
I started thinking about Jaws.
You always got to revert to Jaws when you're when someone asks you to sing.
That was pretty good.
So you guys start drinking sailor songs,
He goes playing glasses. He gives the knife.
So you can see that daybreak is hitting, so it's during the daytime. So what are you guys gonna do? You gonna keep drinking? You gonna go to the palace? You gonna go kill something? What is it Suzura wants to do?
Take me to your lab and show me those little creatures.
Oh yes, the mongrels. He puts his glass down, gets up, follow me.
So the gorilla leads the orc through the dead city back to the palace.
Oh God!
Heading for the down and deep into the basements to the lab, but you don't get there yet because on the way there you run into Koligar, who is stepping out of a mansion right in front of the palace, and he looks super elated that he's still alive and that he's a cleric and or whatever he is now, whatever class he is now, and Hades brought him back. He looks super excited actually. So Koligar, you see two of your companions. You see the gorilla and the orc.
It is you, the
But
great.
we know that he's undead now?
Yeah. That's the first thing you notice, that he's one of the Eternals. So if you got any prejudices against the Eternals,
So Ultra Humanite looks at Koligar. He's like, "Hello, Koligar. If you don't mind me asking you a few questions, I would like to jot something down."
You wish for my opinion on whether Caiaphas Cain survived? No, because the boulder, he's completely dust. I look for it. He's gone.
What a shame. Actually, I was going to ask you, how do you feel in your new body?
With a horrific smile where you can see that he doesn't have a tongue anymore. I feel wonderful.
there's when he smiles, there's a green light behind his lips. Like
By any chance, have you eaten any brains?
The sockets of his eyes are also a green light. By the way,
brains? Why would I want to consume human brain?
Well, the idea of brains to eat suddenly sounds very interesting to you, Koligar.
Oh no.
He immediately, you see like avarice twist his face. But what if the magic of the Eternal could give me the power of another man by consuming their essence? He grabs the monkey's shoulders. I like what you're thinking, monkey. Yes.
Actually, I'm doing research for the Duchess, the Grand Empress.
Oof.
As such, I need to ask everybody how they feel. Are they hungry? Anything that goes through their minds. Obviously, you seem to be enjoying the thought of eating brains.
Koligar looks confused as he looks at you. He's like, aren't you a scientist? You're sounding more like psychologist. Are you a therapist or some sort? Why would our feelings matter to you?
I am a girl of many hats. And also, I need to know if any instinctful urges are appearing. Obviously, yours is brains.
Brains.
He taps you on the shoulders. He's like, let's go see my vermin.
What's inside monkey is power. Unlimited
Somebody had to say it.
Now, there's one last thing I must say to you before we move forward.
Yes.
You couldn't wear a hat even if you tried. It's too big.
Obviously.
Oh! He with outstretched arms, he goes over to Sazura. The Great Slayer. Hello.
Hello. You look different. What happened to you?
This is the one that got killed and crushed by a tentacle on the boat. Loose.
Last I recall.
That's the last you remember him. He was a quiet dude who was in the corner of the boat and got crushed by a tentacle.
Last I recalled, a serpent of the deep decided to turn my bones to pieces. I was crushed and somehow kept alive for longer than a minute. Everything after that fades to black. Oh, and a hobbit. Something about a hobbit I can't remember. I think he found his spices and went to a happy life. I imagine that's what happened.
Well, I'm glad to see you're better now.
Indeed. You would enjoy this state more than I would.
I think I like me the way I am.
Yes. Your alcoholism. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, we can move now. I am ready. This lab of yours will have enhancements. Yes?
I could do quite a bit with it, but at the moment I'm researching the effects of eating brains on our new populace. Speaking of which, he calls over a guard.
Okay, one of the undead guards look over you and points at himself like, me?
Yes, you.
So he comes over to you and growls a little. Yes, gorilla.
Has the Grand Empress, was she able to send more murderers over to my lab?
No, but if you want, we can head over to the church and pick up a few more.
These are murderers, correct? Not good people?
They are worse than murderers. They are blasphemers. They worship the pathetic god Bahamut.
When he says that, you see the Ultrahuman just has a face like, oh, here we go again. Just fetch the murderers and please give my most recent findings to the Grand Empress. Thank you.
You see him gather up like a troop. Let's go. We get to go beat up clerics.
That sounds good to me.
So any of you who have been to the church would know that the church is basically barricaded by normal people and they try to keep the undead from coming in there. Everyone's praying and crying in there, and every now and then you have to go in and take a few people and bring them over to the castle and give them. So those are the good guys here. So they're being fed up.
I have a question for you. Why are you being so selective? Why only killers? Murderers, you claim.
Well,
do you think they have a powerful life essence? Is that it? I see your judgment now, monkey. I once thought it was sentimentality. But no, you wish for a brain from one that has the strength to kill. Well,
how do you respond to that?
John, you there?
Yeah. So he tells him, actually, the way I look at it is if we experiment on murderers, thieves, and other brigands, that are a hindrance to society. We are helping society while also helping its people.
So it was sentimentality. He rubs his forehead and he looks irritated.
He tells them more like common sense. We get rid of one problem while learning how to help others. Also, if one of them happens to be very powerful and his power transfers, that is also some knowledge I need to know. Let's continue.
As you guys start walking towards the palace, a shadow comes over you, like a huge shadow above the sky. You feel the sun like blot it out, and you look up.
I witness.
And you see what you see a floating city, one of the Aarakocra floating cities that attacked Porthos back during the battle.
Hey, guys, I gotta help my grandmother with something. I'll be right back.
Go for it. Actually, this is a good moment to everyone take a little pee break if you want. So go ahead.
Sounds
John,
good.
say it when you're back. Okay. I will be playing music
Yeah,
for you. When
put it in the chat.
Okay. John, say when you're back. I will play some music while we're almost done. Here we go.
Huh?
Oh, bathroom break?
Yes.
I love the choice of music, by the way.
One of my favorite movies.
Okay, I pickpocket a monkey. I steal his lucky charms. I'm joking. There's nothing to pickpocket on the monkey. He's probably like bare naked. You know, with his ass out in the air like every other monkey.
No, he's wearing clothes.
Oh shit, he's back. What? You're not wearing clothes, John. You got your furry ass out in the air. Don't lie to us.
Don't worry, I'm not going to make you jealous.
You fucking monkey. How the hell would I get jealous of a monkey? You know, a monkey that kills everyone and experiments on children.
The children seem quite happy, actually.
They're very healthy.
Oh, yes, yes. Very healthy, considering their decomposed state, John. Yes. You're a very good person.
Here, if I want to talk, you look like beef jerky, dude.
Oh, yeah. And trust me, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I'm literally going to take every single thing of value. I'm going to strip the world of everything.
Koligar, the great, the cleric thief. We start the moment those
yes.
back.
Yuke doke. So, what was the part I missed? That shadow coming overhead?
Yeah, an Aarakocra floating city, but I didn't really. I started saying it. So it's hovering over. Suddenly, decided to appear over Porthos. If you recall, these were the guys who attacked Porthos.
The bird people.
No, okay.
The bird people. They have come to taste my Cheerios. I won't let them have it. It's my cereal. I won't share with the others. It's mine. Okay, I'll be right back again.
Might as well do Cornell the Destroyer right away.
This is a 2-hour game, right?
Yes. We're playing till 10:30.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I don't like birds. Bird people are ugly. Their poop is white.
John, are you there?
I am here. Hey, Uncle, can you hear me? I want you to look at my legendary weapon, known as Excalibur.
Okay.
Look at my legendary weapon.
John, you back? John was back. He left again. Excalibur's father's brother's nephew's former roommate. So you've seen Conan the Destroyer then? Oh no, that's from. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not from Conan the Destroyer. You're actually quoting Spaceballs. Spaceballs.
Yo, Spaceballs.
You should watch Conan the Destroyer. They actually use a very similar line. That's the song. That's the theme I was just playing. Okay, so John. No, well, so Jonathan's back. Unmute yourself, Jonathan.
Wait, is John back? I can't hear him.
No, he's not back yet.
John, are you there?
We'll do Jonathan first. So Reddington, you're heading down the palace. You're leaving the palace, right, to go find your friends, or?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, so you're leaving the palace. As you were heading, you see the shadow come over to the windows of the palace, and do you look outside?
Yeah.
Okay, you see a massive floating city, one of the Aarakocra floating cities that attacked Porthos during the battle of air and water, heading straight for the castle.
I haven't forgotten that.
Welcome back, John.
Alrighty then. Why is that here, of all places, now?
Okay, so the thing seems to be turning and heading up, and then rising up to like the very top of the palace, and then it starts. You see it turn like a clockwise until there's some kind of a span across that's coming from it, almost like a spear that sticks out from the side of it, and you can see on the spear this impossibly huge spear-looking thing. Yeah, there's an entourage there, a whole bunch of the Aarakocra sitting wearing robes, and with one of them in front of them, in front of the rest of them. It looks like he's coming in for a meeting. And you see the commander of the Aarakocra that engaged you during the battle. He never actually he was the one directing the Aarakocra and sicked the Tarask on Porthos. This dude right here. So he's dressed just like that. He looks just as grim as he did when he attacked. And you notice that the spear is elongating and it's touching one of the towers of the palace. And he's stepping across it, and there's somebody stepping across the palace tower, and you notice your wife is there. She's in full outfit, and she's meeting with him.
Oh.
She's doing something she didn't tell you she was doing. Also, but you do remember she told you, go get your friends. And somewhere in the back of your head, you hear, go get your friends now, asshole.
Right, so I go to continue to find my crew.
Okay, yeah, your crew. So, Reddington, so where are you going to try and find your crew? You know about
I go to first try to check the lab.
Okay, so you head down to his lab. So you manage to get to the lab before he does. So do you open the door and go inside the lab?
Very much, yes.
Okay. Inside the lab, crawling around on the walls are 5 creatures that vaguely resemble what was once children. And they're bluish in color. Their eyes glow a greenish color, and they look over at you. And when they open their mouths, they have fangs. And they go, "Are you bringing us food?"
I believe that would be your master, the monkey.
This one is the king. It's the king. It's King Reddington. Yeah, they all of them gather together and they get to like a straight line and they do this mock bow to you.
Thank you.
Serious or not, but they probably aren't serious. Is the monkey bringing us brains?
Yes, very well laid
on.
on.
One of them sniffs you and goes, "This one still has brains."
Yes, you wouldn't elect my brains.
Like, are you sure?
Would you like to taste the blood of a demon?
Ooh, is that why you have a tail? And they look behind you, and yeah, you do have a tail now. It's waving back there.
Why, yes.
Does he have wings too?
If he wants to, he can actually fold them. He has wings.
Yep.
I don't know if
So
he's
they're, like,
he has
inside
them
his
out right
back
now, or if he
now?
has his cloak out, but he has wings. He used them during
I had the cloak out.
he used them during the fight with Cesar Cante.
Pretty much like the cloak turned into wings, and then the wings turned back into a cloak.
That's pretty cool.
But he does have a tail that he can show whenever he feels like it. It's forked.
So, where is the Ultra Humanite?
The monkey? We can go find him.
Yes, please.
And they escape the lab.
Human.
And they escape the lab, and you never see them again. So,
Of course.
Good job.
a few minutes later, the Ultra Humanite comes in with Suzura and Koligar. And a completely different Koligar than you remember, Reddington. He is now an undead.
You remember somewhat. You, I'm pretty sure, were supposed to be dead. And then there's the Ultra Humanite.
You and Suzura were friends. You remember her somewhat. You used to go drinking with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He gives
Which is why I remember somewhat. But I also remember that you kind of disappeared. Now you're back. I need to catch up with a lot of things.
Isn't this the new king of Porthos?
Quite.
So they say yes.
I'm also wondering why my little vermin aren't in the lab.
Unfortunately, they have released themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You may wish to tell your wife that she's going to have a bit of a problem when they start eating other people's brains.
Most of the population is eternal, so I think there won't be much of a problem.
You hear some commotion outside, and
Oh,
the guards are returning with their criminals.
good.
They toss some nuns in here.
Well,
They toss a couple of nuns inside, and they close the door. The nuns see all of you. You're scary ass, an orc, a giant gorilla, an undead, and the king of fucking Porthos, dressed like all in black with an evil ass sword. And they start freaking screaming, and they freak out, and they basically cling to each other and hide in the corner. They are not undead; they're humans.
I opened the door and I asked the guards, "Did you happen to see 5 little wall crawlers running around?"
They look at each other like, "Nope."
Thank you.
Nope.
He closes the door.
And they leave. So you got 2.
Normally, killing someone so feeble would be meaningless.
So yes,
he grabs the nun by the mouth and raises her up, carrying her, and withdraws his blade and puts it towards her. Puts it on her, the tip of the blade on her neck. But
she's hyperventilating. And she starts praying to her
she
God.
I'm holding her by her mouth, like crushing her jaw with my bony hands.
No, she's really fucking hyperventilating and praying to her God, and she does whatever behemoth people do instead of cross themselves. She's some kind of symbol, and she's trying to get her God to protect her, but her God doesn't listen to her here. Not in this place.
The Ultra Humanite just opens the door and walks out. He has to go find his pet project.
Of course, he doesn't care.
The other nun walks over to Koligar, and she grows some balls, and she's like, "Undead fiend, release her."
Well, that's new.
Answer me this, holy woman.
So yes, wow. Ultra Humanite, Zazora, I need you two to accompany me to a meeting.
He's gonna leave Koligar here, torturing nuns.
Where are we going?
From what I can tell, we're meeting with the Krokra that attacked Porthos. Oh, and that one can also come as well.
I'm going to keep that nun. She has potential. He drives the blade through the weak nun, and then he rips the brain out of her with his hands. Like he drives his hands into like her skull. He uses her eye socket as a means to get there, right in front of the other one, and he eats the brain.
She's like, monster, and she grabs one of your one of the like one of the test tubes in the Holder Humanites lab, smashes it, and attacks you. Roll initiative. Koligar versus the nun. She has a -2 initiative. She rolled a 14.
Nice.
What did the rest of you do? You watch this guy slaughter nuns?
Actually, he's Ultra Human Knight's not even there.
Okay. You hear your test tube smashed though.
Oh.
She gets the first move.
Okay. So she comes at you and tries to hit you with a cracked test tube. You see it wielding like a dagger. What's your armor class?
Armor class is it's 10. I forgot to add armor actually.
Okay, so she slashes across and basically breaks on your she's not very strong. The thing breaks and does no damage whatsoever to your leather armor or whatever, your cloth that you're wearing. And she's like, "No, monster!" And she leaps on you and tries to claw you with her nails, but tries to stick her nails into your sockets.
So Zora, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead, Luce.
Let the round end. Let Koligar do his move, and then you guys can do whatever you want after that.
Okay.
Okay.
They had initiative. Go ahead.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw her to the ground and restrain her. I'm going to
grapple. Go ahead.
Pretty much. Like I'm gonna like knee on her back, Trump style.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Take him down.
Knock her down.
No, not quite, because it's not the chest, but the back.
Okay.
I've seen them do it. It's pretty crazy.
Go for it. What alignment are you in?
Fairly certain chaotic, yeah.
Yeah, you're chaotic, but chaotic now. If you were any other alignment, you're now chaos.
Okay, so let's see. I'll do a strength check here.
Go for it.
All right.
To grapple.
Let's see. I got a +1.
She crumbles like paper when you toss her down, and the breath comes out of her. She can barely breathe, and you basically knock her senseless. She's not unconscious though, still awake and cursing you. And she's like, "I will crush you. He'll kill you, monster." So the rest of you can now make a move.
All I want to do is stop. Koligar.
Okay, so
but I'm yelling at him. I tell him, undead, stop! Stop what you're doing. She's not, hasn't done anything to you.
I will not kill this one. Don't you see, Zora? You have the warrior spirit. How can you not see the potential? The power she could gain under.
Say, Zora, is this one right in the head?
Ready deadpan in the middle of a slaughter and the ripping of a brains out of a human being's skull. Deadpan goes, "This guy."
Lord Reddington.
I know he's in the lab, but I'm not sure if he's the lab assistant or he just came here knocking and started eating.
I am a priest of Hades.
Do you return old humanite?
Yeah. When he hears glass break,
they made a mess. She smashed one of your beakers and tried to stab Koligar with it. He also killed another one and ripped her brain out of her skull sockets.
And ate it.
He looks around.
Oh, he's there because he wants to eat.
Yeah, there's brain sticking out of his mouth right now. So they're like bursting out his brain juices.
Oh yeah, I wiped that away. Now this one.
The Ultra Humanite looks around. He's like, "You've made a mess of my lab. You do realize that trough over there is so the blood doesn't spill everywhere."
Yes.
He walks over to a corner, pulls out a mop and bucket, and tosses it at Koligar. Get started.
Oh, but monkey, while you only see death, I can see life.
All right, and we have a meeting to do.
He grabs the other murderer, picks
So
her
there's
up.
no other murder.
She's still
No,
alive.
he doesn't. Like he's restraining her.
He's grappling her. He's holding her
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
This Lord Reddington, King of Porthos, I have a humble request.
Yes.
This woman here has the potential to be a great warrior.
Which one are you pointing at? The one that you're choking the life out of, or the one that
Pretty
you
much.
killed?
Yes, the one I'm holding down.
Okay. She's cursing you out. I mean, she's fucking. You've never heard such a colorful barrage of curses come from somebody's mouth.
I'm not sure whether I should break her mind myself, or whether you should allow your...
I'm pretty sure that the Ultra Unite needs, what were you using her for?
She spits on you, Reddington. She said, "You are no king. She said, you are a coward. You do nothing about this monster."
Koligar, stop messing up my lab. And he says these murderers, because that's specifically what he asked for.
Murderers? Is that what you call us?
I told the guard.
Yes, you have been accused of murder.
Abomination. And she spits at the gorilla.
Oh no.
I use rope to tie her up, and I bind her hands.
That's it, coward. That's it, coward. You can't face me. You can't fight me. Just kill me. Kill me like a man. And she continues to spit at you. She does everything in her power to smash as much of the lab as you can, as you're trying to restrain her and put the.
All right. Can someone get the guard?
And one of your experiments, John, that you were doing on a hamster.
He pulls out a baseball bat.
So the hamster experiment's over.
Is she done, or is she still squirming? Because he's going to whack her.
She's probably still squirming.
This happened while he was tying her up, but now she's restrained.
This one, I see no greed in you all, no sense of avarice, no sense of desire for power. Can't you see the potential in her?
I'm going to have those.
She'll be a great warrior.
She'll be fools. Death Knight. They just threw them in here. He walks out again.
Now, cursing out the You're not just an abomination. You're a coward. You know this is wrong.
She says that to the Ultra Humanite?
Yes, the Humanite.
Yeah. You may be more twisted than us.
He turns around.
More twisted than me.
You scream of... What was his name?
Bellerophon.
No, she doesn't say Bellerophon. She's a priestess of Bahamut. Not a high level one either. She's like
he was asking her. He was like, "What was that name you kept yelling?"
Name?
Yeah, it's starts with a B.
Bahamut? My god?
Yes, the god of that lunatic running around with a flaming sword.
I remember him well. Yeah.
Given half a chance, he would have murdered me on the spot. He's like,
"You would have murdered me."
I see why. Mongrel. She's trying to get you to kill her.
No, I think he would have murdered a lot of people on the spot.
Fact of the matter is, he had insults for me every time he saw me. And I bet if he didn't need me, he would have killed me. If that's the kind of person you consider good, you have no right to call me evil. At least
Koligar smiles.
I didn't call you evil, gorilla. I called you a coward.
Koligar does a great big grin.
not wanting to smash your brains all over my lab, which is a mess. Thank you, Koligar.
I've misjudged you.
So Zora, you gonna do anything about this?
I can
Ready to
see
do anything about
I
this?
am
Inhuman
becoming
creatures
more and
using a
more
nun?
confused. And I'll be
Let her go, Koligar. Let her go.
I'm Sazura. You do
She
not.
has done nothing. She has done nothing to you.
When you look at Koligar, he looks like dismayed. He looks like sad. Like you just stepped on his puppy. Do you not see the potential in her? I thought
No, I don't.
she could be a great warrior. She could be a knight of Hades.
No.
If her mind was given the proper suggestions, Sazura. Please, I implore you to see reason.
Sazura wants.
Koligar, then he touches
May I
his
throw the dice to like pull him off of the lady?
Yeah, go for it.
So it's the 1d20 plus anything?
1d20 plus your strength. You're basically going to grapple him off her and toss him off.
Okay.
You're not trying to damage him, right?
No, I just want to
It's a
get him
surprise
off of
attack,
the
Tyler.
woman
You can roll initiative after.
All right.
with my strength. Okay, hold on.
She's not trying to hurt you. She's just trying to pull you off.
good.
All right.
She's going up against your armor class.
What did I throw?
Whoa!
Okay, I'll
nice.
allow you a strength, your own strength save if you want, Tyler.
All right. Let's see my strength. I got +1, so unless Hades smiles upon me, not much is going to happen today.
But I'm fun.
Yeah, you quite easily get tossed across the room. It's almost like she barely paid attention to you.
Like, no, it's more like, Koligar was so shocked his guard was down.
She like picks you up and just throws you across the room. You smash into more beakers. You pretty much ruin the Ultra Humanites experiment that you had over there with ferrets, and the ferrets escaping right away. So do you release the
Woman, get out of here!
Okay, do you
As the
release the
ferret's
bonds?
running away,
Which you
he's
can do
like,
pretty
that
easily.
was
You're very powerful.
Yeah, I rip off their bonds and I actually like pick her up and rush her through the door.
Okay, she
No.
turns around real quickly and she puts her hands on yours and says, "Bahamut bless you," and then turns around, walks up to Reddington, gives him the finger, and runs out.
Don't let her run.
The Ultra Humanite opens up the door. He's like, keep in mind you are a murderer to these people.
Who'd you say? Who'd you say that to?
The nun. He opens up the door. He's not even trying to stop her. He's like, keep in mind you are a murderer to these people.
No. Gorilla, we will come back.
Go.
We will come back. And she's the only one who will live when we come back. And she turns and runs.
They're gonna kill her. No. Koligar's like he's crawling across the floor, stumbling and tripping over the glass. He's like, no, the potential.
You smash another experiment, one that involves like a flea circus. It's smashed and little fleas start jumping around and shit. So
my eyes!
There's things flopping all over the place. You don't understand why the humanite keeps doing experiments on animals. It's just strange.
I'm going to stay out of the room.
It looks like in the Dark Crystal, the lab of the scientist. So it looks like that. There's little animals everywhere he's keeping all over the lab. little Muppet animals jumping around and screaming.
Koligar tries to run out of the room to find her. Once he gets his bearings, he tries to run out of the room. No, the potential. Wait. Actually, one moment. One thing was never explained to me. Did I gain any power or anything from eating that brain at all?
Yes.
Anything at all?
Good. What's your stamina?
My stamina is let's see. My stamina is a 13.
It's a 14 now.
Nice.
Okay, so that grew in strength and power.
Ooh.
So you felt that. You felt the strength enter you.
So he sprints out there and was like, no.
When you drained that life into you.
Did I earn any knowledge? Did I learn anything or see anything?
You'll get XP.
Or just power?
No, you'll get XP at the end of this for your brutal acts. So, just remind me.
No. He runs. He grabs the. So what Koligar is going to do? He's going to run to the door. He's going to grab the rope off the ground.
She knows how to hide. She vanished. You're not going to find her.
When he's outside, he outstretches his arms and looks to the sky.
The guards are out there.
The
guards are out there. They're like looking. The guards are out there. They're like looking down the hallway, and they look over at you, and then they make pretend they weren't looking down the hallway.
I will find you. I will find you, Sorilla.
You give her a name.
So the Ultra Humanite, he
actually reminds me very much of the villain that Sorilla's nemesis from the books, Bernard. He kills Sorilla's lover brutally.
Oh my goodness!
There we go.
Okay, so what the rest of you do? Are you finally gonna follow Reddington out here, or?
The Ultra Humanite picks up the other body. He's like,
and he hides it.
No, not even. He examines what Koligar did. It would seem
he tore her brains and her eyeballs out. Something like that. He did.
Okay. When you're examining it, you see that there is the skull was ripped in half, and that there's a. It's very clear that from the eyeballs, that someone gripped the eyeball and the jaw and forced them open. Like the bottom and the top of the eyeball and forced the cranium to split in half with sheer force.
You've been reading way too many of those anime, of those manga, those weird manga of yours.
Oh, that's actually from medical class. So
whatever. Way too many of those weird mangas.
So he examines. He writes down a few notes. He tells Reddington, "You may wish to tell the Grand Empress not to let anyone eat brains. They apparently become murderers."
Koligar runs.
Well, you can tell that to the Duchess, for there is a meeting.
You do notice that you guys do notice that Koligar is glowing. Like his eyes glow a much brighter green now, and also the light inside of his mouth when he opens his mouth and talks is also brighter. Any holes on his body, you can see a glow of green inside, much stronger than before. Just like those children had when they were eating brains. He's also stronger. He's definitely got a little bit more spring to his step, which is what the reflected in the point of stamina that went up.
So, Koligar, he walks over to the Ultra Humanite. Your test, monkey. What is your name? I wish to. I only know you from the title. What is your name?
The title is all you really need. As he dumps the body in the recycle bin, that has you see
Jeb's at the bottom of it.
You see the recycle
Jeb's at the bottom, yeah, it falls through and thank you.
Right under recycle bin, it has Jeb's food tray written there.
Jeb's food tray.
Thank you. Nuns are delicious.
Oh my goodness.
So
you guys finally follow Reddington out of here?
Hold up, I must now. I will call you Charles. You're a smart person. You're a smart creature. And I would love to inform you. Your theories, they've been correct. I do feel more power. Not too substantial from the weak body she was, but yes, more power.
Thank you. Hey, he's writing all this down.
It's a shame we couldn't save the other one.
So you
Yes,
joined Luce, you joined the group of the Universal Monsters, apparently.
Reddington. We haven't seen each other in a long time. What have you been up to? Where are you taking us? Because I don't trust this.
True. You know how Bellerophon keeps on leaving a mess behind him for a bit?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. We went to Aarakocra City once. It was destroyed. I do believe we never explained why it was destroyed. I do believe it's one of those results. So either we're going to clear the mess up, or the mess is going to continue.
And you're dragging us into this mess with you.
You're the only competent people I can find on a short notice.
Well, Reddington actually wasn't involved in the attack on that was Dusk on the Aarakocra City. So, but he was involved when they attacked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Koligar.
Yeah, but Zura doesn't trust him because she knows he's always gone away. Every time something bad happens, he disappears.
Koligar, he smiles and walks over to Zura. Don't you see? Though we may have lost an opportunity with that fine young girl, here we find an opportunity to improve ourselves rather than others. Don't you see?
Found this cleric in the first place?
This weirdo. Why are we keeping this weirdo around?
The Ultra Humanite's just really annoyed and cleaning up his lab after everyone trashed it.
Koligar, he grabs like a sweeper. He starts sweeping and talking. He's like, "Well, King Reddington, we have somewhere to be."
Very much means.
You are on duty. And he points at the big bloody mess you left.
Koligar, he grabs the tray of glass that he just got. He drops it into the recycle
bin. The glass being bitten. Delicious beakers with chemicals in them.
The Ultra Humanite pulls out his little notebook and starts writing more notes.
Very well. I think this lab is cleaned enough. The lab still looks like shit.
I think you made it worse. Somehow. All you do is spread the mess. You spread the hydrochloric acid all over the floor.
There's like acid. The floor is like melting.
Burning through the fucking. It's burning through the floor, through the stone.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, let us go before anyone starts asking what happened in the lab.
Okay. So as you leave, you smell the lab behind you and something's burning, but you just leave.
The Ultra Humanite puts it out.
Okay, puts out. Okay, so he puts out whatever chemical flame started. Koligar started, and it leaves. So you guys head up. You guys climb the palace to the top, and you enter the throne room where she's holding court, and the Duchess is in there, and she was meeting with this dude right here. And as you're coming in like basically at the tail end of the meeting, and she looks over at you and smiles. And she's like, "You found them. Are these the champions of Porthos?" The Aarakocra warlord takes one look at you guys and it doesn't say anything. He bows once to the queen and says something to her in the Aarakocra tongue. She responds, so he bows to Reddington and then turns and walks out. And as he walks out, his entourage follows him. They open their wings and they fly over. They fly back to the Aarakocra city. And she goes to you, "I have done what you and your idiot leader never did. I have made peace with the Aarakocra husband.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wait.
They will no longer attack us. I have told them where Bellerophon and his friends are. They're going over there. They'll take care of that mess. So we won't have to worry about them anymore. Sound good?"
Oh, good. That is one problem off the list. And now,
They're
now
also
I'm
going to come to
going
London,
to
so don't worry about that, though.
Wait, what?
Koligar, he unhitches his.
They're headed
What's
Koligar
Koligar
unhitches
do?
his blade, and his mouth is wide open. Koligar, he unhitches his blade, and he falls to his knees, wide open, his eyes wide open, his mouth wide open. He says, "The daughter of Hades, and you are married to her." He bows down all the way. I misjudged you. Praise God. Praise Hades.
She said, "This one's cute."
Yes, he's been eating brains. I believe he's part of the experiment. The Ultrahumanite
She
was
stands up out of her throne. She's got jewels everywhere. She's like really freaking decked out, even more so in that picture. By the way, her guards are surrounding you guys. They're very large undead warriors with blue skin, and holding huge spears.
Do they have green eyes?
They all have green eyes. Every single Eternal that you notice now inside this room is outrageously buff. Okay, they're all huge, muscular, and they're all glowing. Every single orifice they have, every hole from their body glows green. Okay, their nose, their nostril glows green. Their eyes, their mouth, freaking ears, everything glows green. And but their skin is blue, and they're wearing armor. They all kind of look like Koligar, just with better stuff. So she gets up and walks over to you. You may stand up, little cleric. I have
It
a
is
treat
a
for
great
you.
honor.
I have a treat for you. Try not to fall any further on your knees. And she turns, and
As
you guys see like time and space ripple right in front of you, and it starts. You hear a howling sound. You hear the howls of 3 dogs, essentially. And they go, "Oh," then you guys, that it fucking puts fear into your souls. Every one of them, even Koligar feels that fear. I would have you roll saving throw against it, but it's not trying to scare you. What's on the other side of that portal? But it's the voice of the 3 largest hounds you've ever heard. You don't see it. You don't see what's howling. But a moment later, this guy steps through the portal. Dude with a big old helmet. He looks like this. Something like this. When he steps into the room, every one of you uh, basically resists the urge to fall on your knees because you're in the presence of a god. And he walks over to you and he basically takes 2 steps to the room and then looks over at his daughter. Like, daughter. And Lilith walks up to him, Daddy! And she gets down on her knees and kisses his hand. Son. And he outstretches a hand to Reddington.
I kiss the hand as well.
He's learning, daughter. I hear that you have given me a child, Reddington.
Why, yes.
You may stand up, cleric.
I see now why I was brought back. Oh, great Lord. I am their protector.
And you, Suzura, you have given me many new subjects. How many have you killed?
Yes, I know.
You populate Tartarus almost daily. Thank you. Something tells you you're in the presence of Hades. So the god Hades. And he's like, I smell the beloved of a god in you, Suzura. I highly suggest you don't go find it.
Hello? Oh.
Gorilla, I see you've been giving me brains.
I was in charge of a lab for your daughter and just running what tests I can to help.
Have you provided her with any solutions?
He pulls out a pretty thick stack of a pretty thick envelope. So far, this is what I found out about the our new residents of Porthos.
Oh, will you entertain us by reading it?
If you wish.
So, how long is that?
It's pretty long. He details the transformation from when it starts with the kids, all the way until they became those vampiric blues. You know, those little blue vampire things.
Hades being a total asshole listens to the whole thing, and the rest of you are like bored fucking sick after the first hour of the of the older humanoid reading his scientific deductions.
Even Koligar is no longer shocked by being with the god. He's like, Jesus Christ.
So Hades pulls up a chair, sits down. He starts listening, and then he orders a drink. And he starts drinking. So the Duchess leaves. She just gets bored and hops away. And after a while, after a couple hours, she comes back and sits on her throne, and the humanite finishes and gives his conclusions, which aren't many, because he's not done with his experiments. So then Hades eventually just says, "Okay, that's enough," and turns to Reddington. Oh, I almost forgot why I'm here. Reddington, King Reddington, I have something for you.
Oh?
Your bride wishes two things. We want you to go to the Mount Taish. You want to write this down. Mount Taish. It's a mountain to the west. On this mountain are two artifacts. One is one we could use to remove the body of Elijah from your wife and return her physical form to her. We will do this. We will keep your child, and then we will remove the elf. Understand? This item is a medallion held by the wizard Caliban Hyde.
Alright. And what is the second one?
Did you hear what I just said? It is held by the wizard Caliban Hyde, who killed all of Porthos. He is currently at Mount Taish on his own quest. Find his artifact, kill him, and bring the artifact to me.
Alright.
You may bring these friends of yours, particularly this cleric, who has a journey of discovery ahead of him. Also on this mountain is something else. A sword, a blade. Bring that to me as well. The blade is a black blade, and it ends lives. Do not hold this blade, Reddington, or it will bewitch you. Wrap it in this. He pulls out like a big sheet made of like wool, like a black wool, and he hands it to you. Okay, when you take it, it's really fucking heavy. You feel like this crazy ass weight, but the weight isn't like actual weight. It's almost like the weight of souls coming from it, and you can hear voices coming off this thing. Wrap it in this. It will feed from this for 7 days. You must have it here in 7 days, or the sword will bewitch you. If any of you put your hands on that hilt, that sword will bewitch you. And I promise you, your fate and that sword's fate will be entwined forever. You don't want to touch it. Understood?
Understood.
He looks over each of you. This goes for the rest of you. Do not touch that blade.
I do have a question.
Of course.
Less of the blade and more of experiments. Do you have any books on creating artificial bodies?
He smiles.
Powerful ones.
You want to make a monster.
Actually, I would like to make a body for your daughter that's more powerful than her original. If you don't mind.
At the foot of Mount Taish is a village called Herat. Please note this. In Herat is a widow, the Mad Widow, Ymae. That's Ymae. Ymae. Speak to her. She has the knowledge you seek. Humanite.
Oh, thank you.
You may use that to create creatures in your hats if you wish.
I understand.
Any other
Oh,
questions?
great. It may sound presumptuous for me to request something, but Hades, it is only for your will and yours alone that I ask. I wish for something to bend the minds of man and allow them to see the light. See the one true God, the one I see today before me.
He walks up to you. He takes one gloved gauntlet and he puts it on your head. And he squeezes. And only you hear this, Koligar. You take the blade. And he takes a gloved hand over your head. And then he dissipates into a cloud. And he's gone. The Duchess is like, okay, so what did he say to you?
Koligar with a wide grin. The grin is so wide that it cracks his old skin and makes it even wider. And he laughs. He just starts laughing madly. I have been chosen by God!
Alright, so you guys prepare to head out. You're going to Mount Taish in the west and to the village of Hirot. Hirot.
Oh, yeah.
The Duchess says, I can get you to Hirot quickly. The village is at the base of the mountain. Do you wish to leave tonight?
Alright.
Preferably.
Good. I had a conversation with one of your friends' husband. He will take you. He will take you. And she points at the window, and you see a rainbow come out of the window, and the rainbow touches down right in front of you guys, and it forms into a snake, a gigantic freaking snake. Where is his picture? Here he is. Syndrax, the serpent.
Oh boy.
He looks at the Empress with a confused look. He's like, I'm not going to let this, am I?
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
He looks at the Empress with a confused face, and he's like, I'm not going to like this, am I?
Syndrax opens his jaws wide and swallows the Ultrahumanite.
No.
He goes,
Yes.
Monkey is delicious. Who's next?
Koligar stretches his arms open wide. He's like, my fate has been destined. Take me, great beast, to where I must go.
He swallows Koligar without a word, and then turns to the rest to the rest of you. That one is strange, Reddington.
Indeed.
And then he turns to Zura. I don't believe we've met.
No, we haven't.
I am Syndrax. A pleasure to meet you, my lady. I am to be your transportation today. I must unfortunately swallow you in order to transport.
If it must be that way, so be it.
Excellent. It hurts a little less if you put your arms to the side. Not the way that fool went. He swallows you. And then he turns to Reddington. Ready? Old pal.
Yeah.
And he swallows Reddington. So all of you wind up together in a very enclosed space. It's kind of gross. And you're covered in the juices of the creature. It does not try to digest you in any way.
The Ultrahumanite looks around.
It's impeccably clean in here.
Yeah, it's actually quite clean. Yeah. Every now and then you bump into something because it's dark, and you think that somebody, like some corpse that he forgot in there. So every now and then he forgets that there's an elf in here when scurrying around or something. And but you don't find any other living things in here at this point. And you feel you see a rainbow appear around you, the colors of the rainbow, and then as a flash of light, and then he starts regurgitating each of you. Cesura first, the Humanite second, Koligar third, and finally Reddington. And he drops all of you into the ground. You land in this misty area. Hold on a second. Let's put you guys over there. That's the map right there. Okay, and I'll put your characters. We will put Reddington. Ultra Humanite. And finally, who's the fourth there? The Koligar. Okay, on the trail called the Kingsway to the town of Hurat. And we'll leave this right here.
Wait, the beast! I wish to speak to the beast!
Say whatever you want. Oh, you want to talk to Syndrax? Okay, I'll put him in.
Yes.
Syndrax is still there. He looks over at you. He's almost like, oh god, it's one of Tyler's characters. He wants to talk.
Great beast. They called you Syndrax.
Yes. You look hungry.
What is your... You... He looks hungry?
He told you he looks hungry. You look hungry.
Syndrax.
He said that you look hungry.
Me. Yes, in a very real sense, I am.
You're going to find a lot of food soon, friend. Down this path is a town called Hurat. Hurat is under terror right now. They're under siege by something called the Hound of Hurat. The Hound has reduced the population from about 300, 350 to around 200 over the last few days. They've taken to sacrificing virgins to the Hound to stop it from killing and eating them. I think they're in the middle of doing that right now, right? Just down the street. So maybe you'll enjoy eating that.
Sounds like... Wait. Great beast. You have assisted Hades, and whether you are affiliated with him or not, I will find you something of value. What do you desire, great beast Syndrax? I will find it.
Okay. There is a second blade up on that mountain. Prove to me that you are more than an insane undead creature that likes to eat brains by finding that second blade, not just the first one.
Very well, great beast.
If you do this,
I will find...
If you do this, I will give you the same thing I've given Reddington, which is unlimited transportation whenever he calls.
I do not desire any such recompense. This is my gift to you, and that it shall be done. And his hands are outstretched wide, kind of looking towards the sky again. You see, like, the cracks on his lips. Like when he smiles, his lips are extremely wide because they're ripped from how wide he smiles. Like he kind of looks like the Joker if he decomposed.
The Ultra Humanite asks Syndrax, what does the blade look like? Because obviously he forgot.
That blade is the opposite of the blade that you are to find. The blade that the Grand Duchess and Hades asked you to find is called Stormbringer. This other blade, I'm not going to help you, but it's not Stormbringer. And it does something that is the reverse of what Stormbringer does.
So it's a white blade instead of black?
Pretty much.
You would want a blade that's the opposite.
Yes.
Huh. I guess that moment when I pulled out my mic was really important that I missed. Damn. I will attempt to find.
Okay, so the rainbow appears again behind the snake, and it disappears onto the rainbow and vanishes. And you're left in this dreary countryside,
Koligar, he looks.
covered in mist.
Koligar looks confused as hell. He's like, wait.
So he stands confused, and we'll stop it right there.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me stop the recording.